Mr. President, I've said here before in recent days, I've got no problem with trying to work together. I don't have a problem with identifying as a Detroiter and trying to recognize their struggle and answer the call for the help that they need. I've done that before when asked, and I've asked them for help with issues in my district before, and we've been able to do that work many times in the past. But nobody denies what I stated here a month ago, that if the roles were reversed and the current situation were in the Upper Peninsula and Detroit had the Upper Peninsula situation, nobody here would be tolerating the idea that we're shutting down the whole state because of a problem in the Upper Peninsula. It just would not be acceptable to anyone in this body. It wouldn't even be acceptable to me from the Upper Peninsula. We continue to need to recognize the importance of a regional approach and leadership that shows us what is being done and why it's being done. We're supposedly on this team together, but the captain is not sharing a plan. Where's the timeline? Where are the metrics? Where is the hope that doing certain actions like wearing a mask is going to be rewarded with something? No feedback. If I tell my children again and again and again, don't do this, and then walk away without ever giving an explanation to them, I can really pretty much guarantee that eventually one of them is going to say, you know what, maybe I'll go try and play in the road for a little while. Never hear why that's a bad idea. Right now, our citizens are not looking for understanding from the leadership about how tough it is to be cooped up at home, with kids or without kids, or how tough it is to not go fishing or not do the things they want to do. What they're looking for is understanding that they are losing everything. They stand to lose everything they've worked so hard for, that they've dreamed about, that they desire for their children to have. They're looking for a leader that understands that, and that government rules and regulations and special plans that come out are not being tailored to fit their situation. And when the leadership just says, oh, well, they can just ignore these, or we aren't going to do those for this, or we'll suspend these until we have a better idea, that's not giving our people assurance of what they're doing, and it's not giving them assurance of what their leadership is doing. These delays that we currently have, they can't be tolerated. This is reminiscent of the intolerable acts that led our country to being formed in the first place. And I am growing more and more disturbed by how many calls I'm receiving from people in my communities, people who own businesses, people who are elected leaders at the local level, people who run our schools, our campgrounds, our businesses, even law enforcement, who are calling me significantly concerned about the possibility of retribution from this administration if they don't toe the line, if they don't walk the straight and narrow. When a community calls me up and says, we can't tell from this new executive order whether we can or can't do this, and we see these people are doing it, in this case, campgrounds specifically, as it applies to state campgrounds, or private campgrounds, or to city campgrounds, or to county campgrounds. And they call me to say, if we open up, could we potentially lose funding from MEDC or MDOT or DNR? I'm like, I don't know. I can't answer that. Even when the law enforcement is concerned about possible retribution from our state's government, we need to reconsider the course of action. We need to remember the words that a government needs to fear its people, not the people fear its government. Thank you, Mr. President.